This is VOA News. I'm David Byrd in Washington. A second blackout has hit Caracas, Venezuela, after a day of dueling rallies between embattled President Nicolas Maduro and opposition leader Juan Guaido. Guaido told supporters that he, together with members of the opposition-controlled National Assembly, would conduct a nationwide trip to amass support. He said for all of Venezuela to come to Caracas because we all need to be united in this moment. I announced my trip and that of members of Congress throughout Venezuela to definitively bring everyone to Caracas. Meanwhile, across the city, Maduro said that Guaido is a puppet of those who want to overthrow his government.
Intentaron convertir en presidente ilegítimo.
He said they tried illegitimately to turn into a president, a person in a public square, and now, today, it is obvious to the world that he is not a president, not anything. A clown and a puppet is what that man is. Delinquent citizen. Saturday's power failure was the second this week after one Thursday plunged Caracas into darkness and then eased about 24 hours later. The blackouts heightened tension between the bitterly divided factions, which accused each other of being responsible for the collapse of the power grid. Nigerians went to the polls on Saturday to choose governors in 29 of 36 states in Africa's largest democracy, amid reports of heavy military deployment, attacks against electoral facilities, and of at least a few deaths. Turnout appeared to be low. Just like the country's presidential election, Saturday's vote was postponed by a week in a last-minute decision as the Electoral Commission cited numerous logistical problems in a country of 190 million people with poor infrastructure. For more, visit our website. This is VOA News. The head of the World Health Organization has denounced a deadly attack Saturday on an Ebola treatment center in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Gunmen attacked the center at Butembo, North Kivu province, early Saturday, killing a policeman and wounding a health worker. Speaking after a 4-hour visit to the Butembo clinic, WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus told workers that while the need is great, health providers need to be kept safe from armed attacks.
Securitization is not good and it cannot happen. We should rely on community ownership and mobilization. But at the same time, we have to keep our responders, you and all partners, safe from attacks by some armed groups.
The Butembo facility only reopened last Saturday after an attack by gunmen the previous Wednesday forced it to close. Searchers spotted the bodies of 2 climbers from Britain and Italy and Pakistan days after the pair disappeared while trying to scale one of the world's highest peaks. Tom Ballard and Danielle Narde were caught in bad weather about 2 weeks ago while attempting to climb the 8,125-meter-tall Nanga Parbat, nicknamed the Killer Mountain, by using a route that has never been successfully completed. Karar Hydri is the Alpine Club of Pakistan's secretary.
Due to current the condition of that mountain, it is not possible to bring down the dead bodies of Mr. Tom and Daniel Nadi.
Ballard is the son of British climber Alison Hargraves, the first woman to scale Mount Everest alone. R&B singer R. Kelly walked out of a Chicago jail on Saturday shortly after an unidentified donor paid $161,000 that he owed in back child support. AP's Ben Thomas reports.
R. Kelly was freed Saturday, 3 days after a judge ordered him jailed until he paid the entire $161,000 he owed in back child support. There was no word on who made the payment, but the singer briefly stopped to tell reporters,
I promise you we're going to straighten all of this stuff out. That's all I can say right now.
Meanwhile, his lawyer, Steve Greenberg, says he's still waiting for prosecutors to provide him with the evidence that led them to charge Kelly with 10 counts of aggravated sexual abuse.
We haven't seen an interview. We haven't seen a police report. We haven't seen a videotape. When we get those things, we're going to fight this case like we fight any other case in the courtroom based on the evidence.
Kelly has denied wrongdoing and pleaded not guilty. I'm Ben Thomas.
And U.S.-backed fighters say they could soon resume an offensive against the Islamic State group in the last area they control in Syria. Syrian Democratic Forces commanders said the SDF expects the operation over in a few days. I'm David Byrd, VOA News.